Okay, so here's what I've got. There is a tube going into the pickup for the tank. That's the integral tank from Oyster. There's probably 50 gallons of fuel in there, and then that's sucking out, going through a 12-volt pump, going to the pickup for the Raycor. This goes down here, goes to the Raycor. It goes to here, comes out here, goes to here. So that line there, and then it goes up this line and goes to this. That is the lift pump. You can either manually lift it or automatically with the engine running. Goes down, around, whoop, comes back up. Into here, and then goes up into the fuel filter. So the fuel filter is screwed on here and bled here, and then it goes down into the high pressure pump, which normally I wouldn't do, but I've bled this line too, and then bled the high and the low bleed valves on this. And then this is the high pressure side. Each one of these tubes is one injector that comes from the injector pump, see? And then you bleed these off, and then you can bleed these off too. Normally you don't have to bleed these, you just have to bleed the tops, but this engine is being a real bear. So I've been bleeding everything. And still the same thing is happening. So, Laura, you want to try to start it again? Let me see if I can get it running for you. Just give me a second. I'll see if I can bleed this thing and get it running.
My name is James Evenson. I'm a mechanic, a musician, and a round-the-world sailor. 4 years ago, I'd sold everything and made some interesting life choices. I bought a catamaran, built a hardtop, sailed to Cuba, painted shark's teeth on the front of the cat, lost a rudder, built a rudder in a shed, lost the other rudder, built a rudder on the beach, dressed in drag, made coffee in a sock, dressed in drag again, sailed to Easter Island, sank the dinghy, sailed to Pitcairn, sank the dinghy again, sailed to French Polynesia, sank the dinghy one more time, got a new dinghy.
I meant to do that.
Sailed to Hawaii, shipwrecked in Hawaii, rode the catamaran down the street at 3 o'clock in the morning, wrote some magazine articles, started a Kickstarter campaign, flew to Curacao, and now I'm finally grinding my way back to life on the water and my next adventure.
Try again. Stop. Okay, I'm gonna unplug this just so it doesn't burn out or something. We're gonna open up one of these as we started. Okay, try to start it. Again. Again. Okay, stop. Again. Again. I'm not getting any fuel here. Again. Starting to run out of battery juice, I think. It's weird I'm not getting any fuel out of this one. Could it be bad? No, looks like there's something. Again! No. That's strange. Okay, hold on a second. Let's just see if we got it. Air coming in here. Go ahead and flip it off. Yeah, there's tons of air coming out of here. Go ahead and do the lift pump again. Lift pump, the lift pump on the other side, the pump, the little pump that you were pumping. Yeah, that thing here. Pump that bastard. I've got a lot of air coming out of this. Yeah, give me a sec. Okay. Oh boy, we got a spitter. Okay. Okay, that was a lot of air coming out of there. Looks like we're gonna have to bleed this again. I just forgot to tighten one of the injectors and the engine was running and it just pissed fuel all over me. So I've gotten the engine running twice, well actually 3 times counting the first time, but today twice. And it just will not stay running. It'll run for about, what do you say, like 15 seconds?
Yeah.
And it just dies every time. Doesn't matter if it's at full throttle, half throttle, idle. And then it's got a bunch of air in the system. So what I'm thinking it is a very small air leak that we can bleed out as long as it's just at a short periods, like bleeding the engine with the lift pump and then turning it over like 1,700 times and kind of bleeding out. But then when it's actually running, it's trying to suck faster and it's sucking in more air and it's like this huge air bubble. That's what I think is happening, but I have no freaking clue where the air is coming from. I wish I had another lift pump, man. I would change the lift pump for sure. Because I'm thinking, I went through every single connection. Every connection is tight. All of the Raycor valves are new. I rebuilt that entire thing. The only thing I can guess is the Raker was so loaded, I mean like caked with these diesel bugs, that could have gotten up in the system. She does run, so I'm thinking the pump's good, and I'm thinking the injectors are good. I think it's just an air problem, still an air problem. I'm not gonna call somebody else. There is nobody else to call. So I can't go anywhere and get on Anchor until I have an engine, and I can't have an engine until I get it running. And the only person that's authorized to work on engines in the yard is this kid that works for MRC, which is like right next to the yard. And I'm not giving him any money. He was a big jerk to me. So I'll get it. I just got to figure out which one, where the air is coming from. I don't know how though. I have no idea. Dye or something? Maybe just, I mean, at this point it's probably like replace parts. So that kind of sucks, but we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll try one more time, see if it'll run. If it does it again, then I'll just order a bunch of parts, like new Raycor, new lift pump. It's got to be one of those. But I don't know if the lift pump can actually induce air from the diaphragm being broken. Like, can the outside part of that induce air? Maybe what I'll do is I'll crack the lift pump right now and see if there's air coming out. If there's air coming out of there, we know it's coming from before that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, there's no air coming out of here. So that means that it's not inducing from the Raycor or anything before this, so that's good. Okay, lighting sucks because it's getting dark. It's like 7. So this is the lift pump, and it's held in by 2 bolts. It's got a little thing that rides on a cam inside, and the cam pulls it backwards. And it's about 10 times more powerful than doing it by hand. So if it's leaking air, it won't provide too much suction. And if I just pump it a couple times while my finger's over it, ow, freaker. And then like leave it on there for a minute. Now that there's definitely suction in there. I don't know if I want to take it apart because I can't get another one. So if I break this gasket or anything, I'm gonna try putting it back, putting some Permatex on the fittings. One thing I didn't do was put Permatex on these fittings because I thought they were press fittings, but they're not. So I'll put some Permatex on these. I'll go through and put Permatex on everything. Okay, 20 seconds. Twenty seconds. Looks like that one's not leaking at all. 10 seconds. Twenty seconds. What the hell, man? Let's see what this thing's doing. Good little guy go. A little bit. 10 seconds. Twenty. That's on camera.
All right.
Ready? Hit it.
Oh, she sounds so good.
She's running. Finally figured it out. And drum roll, please. Fuel filter. Let me tell you how stupid James is. He put in the wrong fuel filter. In my defense, it was mislabeled, but it was the incorrect one. So now I don't trust any of the labeling on any of the filters here. I'm gonna try to make sure, double check everything for the generator, for the Raycor. But let's go see. Yay! We can motor now. Let's go out.
Oh my god.
Let's go for a little motor.
Yes.
Oh Jesus! I almost died. Okay, go ahead and turn that off. You're getting to be a pro. Okay, so to explain the filter problem, this is what I put in there. 86166. This one says main fuel. Wouldn't you think that was the main fuel filter? This one says gen fuel. 86386. Don't trust it. This one, which I hadn't tried before, also says, well, let's actually see what it says. Perkins engine, main something. This one came with a lot of O-rings. I had one extra O-ring, but basically there's an O-ring here that goes, a little tiny one. There's an O-ring here, and there's an O-ring here, and there's an O-ring in the middle on the bottom too. All those O-rings plus the size of the filter, I'm guessing something was leaking in here. And it was causing enough fuel where if I bled everything, there'd be enough fuel in here that I could run the engine for like 10 or 15 seconds. But, oh, what a relief. She lives. She lives. Clean fuel now. The only thing I need to do now is put back the on-off and take that pump out. I wonder if I should just leave the pump in. I mean, it fits. Maybe I should. Let me know. What do you guys think? Should I leave this pump in, or should I put back in the hard line on-off switch? This is what I'm talking about. I can just cut this back. Well, no, I can't really do that. It's gonna be hard, but I can probably plumb this thing into the pickup and then just have a pump in there instead of a shutoff. I guess you kind of want to have a shutoff though too, huh? Yeah, well, we'll see. So much better. Oh, I can finally move on from the engine job. Jeez, that was way too long. That was a hard problem.